Well, it is Friday, and I am back in the office in Morristown, New Jersey. I was in Philadelphia this morning going to do a motion to suppress, and the motion was continued. We were all getting ready to go, and the judge decided that she didn't have enough time to hear the motion today. So it happens sometimes. You spend hours waiting for a judge, and you're told to come back in December. With that said, it's a very important point that we were going to argue today. The motion had to do with traffic stops and a lot of motions to suppress, obviously focus in on traffic stops. And we focus a lot of our content at our law firm for our cases in Pennsylvania and New Jersey on traffic stops because we understand that most criminal cases begin with traffic stops. So in this particular case, the issue was whether or not the police had reasonable suspicion to continue an investigation, search a vehicle, and later find what they found, which was an alleged illegal gun. Now, the individual in this particular case, the one that we represent, the car was stopped for a traffic violation. He had made a illegal turn, and the police stopped the vehicle, spoke with the driver, took his license registration, gave the information back to him, and then began asking more questions. And the investigation continued. Now, one of the points that we're going to argue is that the police eventually asked the driver to step out, search the vehicle, and they found what they found. Now, there is some issue with consent, and I don't want to get into warrantless searches in Pennsylvania and the fact that police needed a warrant because it's going to kind of go off topic here. But the point is that a traffic stop, what the law says, what the Supreme Court has said is that the traffic stop, the police have probable cause, obviously, to stop a car, the traffic stop, and during the course of that traffic stop, investigate. But once they go beyond a certain point, they need a reasonable suspicion basis to continue an investigation. So, for instance, if they later find a gun or something like that, the gun obviously isn't in plain view. They need a basis to continue the investigation. In this particular case, the police had given back the driver his license and registration. They had given back they had given him his ticket, and the stop should have ended, but it kept going, and eventually they found what they found. Now, there's a Supreme Court case, and I'm going to link in a blog article that I put out on this. It's a Rodriguez case, and it's a very important Supreme Court case. It's one that we frequently use in our motions. And you really have to focus in on the fact that police need an independent reasonable suspicion for the search. Now, if you are stopped and police are doing this, this isn't your time to become your own lawyer. It's simply a time to make it clear to the officer that you're not giving consent to search your person or your property, and that's all you can do. Give your license, registration, proof of insurance, and be respectful, and that's it. The police officer wants to search the car, don't get in whether or not they can search the car, whether or not they have a search warrant. The fact that Pennsylvania, you typically need a search warrant to search a vehicle, and the fact that in New Jersey, warrantless searches are permissible. Don't get into any of that. Be respectful, be polite to the officer, and if they're going to search the car, just make it clear you're not giving consent. If you do get arrested, have your attorney file motions like this and worry about things like bail and things of that nature. And eventually, if it gets that far, trial. But if you have questions, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey, the website gambonelaw.com. As always, a tremendous resource for you and your family. All my books, my blogs, my videos are available there. It is Friday. I give my weekend legal advice. If you are stopped for suspicion of DUI in Pennsylvania or DWI in New Jersey, do not refuse the chemical test. They'll never have your criminal case. Be respectful to the officer. Take the test, and then have your attorney fight those battles in court. Have them being the ones challenging the authenticity of the breath test or the blood test, or whether or not the field sobriety tests were given properly. But be polite, be respectful to the officer, but just don't give consent to search your person or your property. Remember, you don't have a constitutional right to refuse the chemical test. Now, obviously, you can refuse it. If you refuse it, they're not going to force the test upon you, at least they shouldn't, but they are going to administratively suspend your license both in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, and possibly your home state if you aren't from Pennsylvania or New Jersey. They're probably going to report it back. So once again, if you have questions, 215-755-9000 in Pennsylvania, 856-793-7429 in New Jersey. I'm going to link in the article that I wrote on traffic stops, and also link in our weekly e-update, which went out today, over 4,000 of our current and former clients in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. It's a fantastic issue. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you all very soon.